It's Amy from Amy's Free Motion Quilting Adventures. Continuing on with my series on this pillow cushion with a ruler work motif in the center. And my last video, I went back into this design and put some extra lines, ruler work lines here in this little kind of diamond shape. I'd already done the main motif, but just kind of went back in and added some extra lines. And now I'm going back in those shapes and I'm stitching these feathers, this feather filler. We've already done a video on this center part, but I just thought I'd kind of keep it in the same kind of design scheme. So we've added in these little feathers here and here, and I'm going to show you how I stitch those out. And before we go and stitch, I just want to point out there are 3 little plumes in this piece before I get to this little corner here. Same over here. I'm not trying to keep everything perfect because I would have to draw everything out to get it just perfect, but I know that I need 3 here and then a total of 6 before I get to this little center end plume. So they're both the same here as far as 6 little plumey things. And then in the center section, because of this little point, I don't have a starting point to start from. I have 3 little plumey things here before I get to this center section, and then just working it out. And this is a big enough piece here that I did not count every single plume going all the way up to the tip. Just those 3 there to kind of keep it symmetrical to some extent. And so now I'm going to take this to the machine and stitch it out for you. Okay, so I've already brought up my bobbin thread here at the starting point, and I'm getting ready to stitch. Always fun to try to get around the camera while I do this. So I want to do 3 little plumes before I get out to this corner part, and then it'll be a total of 6. So let's do that. That first one goes almost halfway up that line. There's 2. 3's going out to that corner. 4, and I'm starting to work them in a little bit more to that point. 5, 6, and then it's going to the point, leaving kind of a plume shape right there, and coming down. I like things to look fairly even, but I try not to get too persnickety about it, because that takes away a lot of that free part of the free motion that I like. And 6, and then I'm just stitching back down the center. I'll pull those tails out of the way. And just like in that previous video, I'm doing all of this design work in sets of 3s in each corner, so I don't have to do a ton of backtracking. So I'm just coming up this ruler work line, and I could use rulers to kind of make that nice and straight, but I'm pretty good at going right over my initial stitching. So I'm coming up just a little bit past where that shape opens up. And I want to fit 3 little plumey things here before I get to that center. There's 2. And 3. And now I'm in that center line here. And all these lines that you see are from my initial stitching of the motif. And you can see how I do that in my Craftsy class, Creative Quilting with Rulers, More Techniques and Motifs. This is a sample from that class. I'm just going back in and fancifying it. And yes, I think fancifying should be a word. And I need to get a little more angle to my feather plumes there as I work towards that tip. Let's fit one more plume in before doing that little center job. There we go. And going right back down the center. And now I've got to go back out here so I can fit those 3 little plumes in at the beginning. Two. And 3. Just going out and back. These are just kind of open S shapes. I've got a couple of other videos that do this feather design. Start angling things just a little bit different here at the tip. And coming back down. It does get a little bit of thread buildup right here, so you want to really backtrack carefully. I'm just going right back down this line. Coming back up here. And remember, I want to get 3 plumes before I get to this corner. Same thing here. That first one's about halfway up. 2, 3. This way I can give a good appearance of being the same without having to go crazy trying to make it exactly the same. You can do this with regular feathers too. I've lost count. Let me go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I added in another one. So much for counting. Apparently I can't count and talk. So let's see, should we squeeze 7 in on this side so it looks even? Probably so. We'll see how it fits. There's my 3. 4. I think I'm only going to put 6 in here. Back down. And of course, I'm not traveling to do the next section here, so I don't have to go all the way down, but it makes the center line stitching have the same density to go all the way back down to the bottom. And I'm just securing my thread ends. The back won't be seen. This is going to be a pillow. Using my thread cutters. Let's see. So it doesn't look too bad, even though I lost count. Compare it to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and finish this next section, and then I'll show you the finished piece. Okay, here's the finished pillow top. Go in a little bit better, closer. I think that really turned out well. Makes that flower just pop out of the center. Anyway, I hope you like it. Come learn more about free motion quilting, quilting with rulers on a domestic sewing machine or a sit-down long arm at my blog, Amy's Free Motion Quilting Adventures. The address is www.freemotionquiltingadventures.com. Check out my craftsy classes as well. My name's Amy Johnson, and I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.